Hidden beneath the ashes of Pompeii, archaeologists had expected to find another ordinary bakery, but instead they uncovered something far darker. Barred windows, locked rooms, evidence of lives controlled, confined and forgotten. Was this really a bakery or a prison disguised as one? And why did Rome need it? Chapter 1. The discovery that shocked the world. Pompeii never stopped surprising us, but the 2023 excavation delivered something far darker than anyone expected. A bakery that felt like a prison. The moment archaeologists brushed away volcanic ash and saw barred windows, sealed entryways and cramped work zones, the atmosphere changed. This wasn't a simple workplace feeding the ancient city. It was a structure built for confinement, where movement was restricted and escape was impossible. Experts realized almost instantly that something sinister had happened here. The bones, the tools, the architectural layout, everything pointed to forced labor. A place that should have smelled of fresh bread instead carried the heavy silence of suffering. This single discovery shattered the romantic image of Rome and forced historians to confront a truth that the empire had tried to bury. Even the most ordinary buildings could conceal extraordinary cruelty. Chapter 2. Inside the prison bakery. Walking into the bakery feels like entering a trapped life. The rooms are tight, suffocating and blocked from sunlight, with windows intentionally caged to keep people inside. Archaeologists found massive grinding stones that needed constant pushing, and the marks around them show that humans and animals were forced to walk in circles for hours. Everything in this environment screams control, from the locked milling chamber to the narrow corridors designed so overseers could monitor every move. Think about the heat, the dust, the endless noise of stone grinding against grain. Workers slept, ate and laboured here, with no distinction between day and night. This wasn't a bakery, it was a labour cage, engineered to extract work from people who were never supposed to walk freely again. The darkness wasn't the result of disaster, it was built into the walls. Chapter 3. The enslaved workers. Behind Rome's prosperity stood countless enslaved workers, and the prison bakery reveals just how invisible they were meant to be. These people were war captives, debt slaves, or individuals born into bondage with no hope of escape. In a place like this, they weren't treated as humans, they were property, monitored and punished whenever necessary. Many likely worked while chained, especially those pushing heavy milestones. Their lives were dictated by the demands of their owners, not their own survival. Think of being torn from your home, thrown into a dim, locked building, and told this cramped, dusty room was now your entire world. These were individuals with families, memories and fears, reduced to tools within Rome's massive economy. Their sweat and suffering powered the empire, even though history barely whispers their names. They were Rome's unseen backbone, buried behind its greatness. Chapter 4. Rome's hidden slave prisons. The prison bakery wasn't a freak discovery. It was part of a much larger system of ergastula, underground slave prisons built across Roman estates. These facilities were long, dark spaces used to confine enslaved laborers who worked in fields, mills, and workshops. They were chained, guarded, and kept out of sight, ensuring their suffering stayed hidden. When archaeologists compared the bakery's layout to known ergastula, everything aligned: the locked rooms, the restricted spaces, the architectural emphasis on control and surveillance. Rome may be remembered for its engineering genius, but this genius also created efficient structures for human exploitation. The ergastula system proves that cruelty wasn't an accident. It was institutional. The bakery wasn't unique. It was simply a rare case where time preserved what Rome tried to keep invisible, a world where human beings lived and died in controlled darkness. Chapter 5. Bread built on suffering. Bread was the heart of Roman life, but few ever questioned who paid the price for its production. The famous promise of bread and entertainment depended heavily on slave labor. Bakeries like this one in Pompeii were the hidden engines behind Rome's stability, supplying daily food for thousands. But these loaves were created in places marked by misery, where enslaved workers inhaled flour dust until it damaged their lungs and pushed millstones until their bodies gave out. Rome celebrated bread as a symbol of generosity, yet it was produced through relentless exploitation. The contrast is chilling. The empire's most comforting, unifying food came from buildings built almost like prisons. Every Roman meal carried traces of someone else's suffering, a truth the public ignored while enjoying the empire's abundance. Chapter 6. What the prison bakery reveals about Roman civilization. This single discovery forces a new perspective on Roman civilization. We often think of Rome as a world of marble, heroes, and innovation, but the prison bakery exposes a reality built on control, confinement, and human suffering. It shows that cruelty wasn't reserved for battlefields or distant provinces, it was woven into daily life. The bakery wasn't a secret torture site, it was part of ordinary urban infrastructure. That's what makes it so disturbing. The system didn't just tolerate exploitation, it depended on it. For every grand monument and political triumph, countless people were labouring in silence, trapped in places just like this. The bakery's ruins pull back the curtain on a truth Rome rarely admitted. Its glory rested on the shoulders of a silent, suffering workforce. And now, centuries later, their story is finally emerging from the ash, demanding to be heard. If you want more hidden truths, more forgotten voices, and more history stripped of its myth, subscribe to the video and leave a comment telling us which dark chapter of the past you want uncovered next.